And welcome back to another episode of Goblin-Sighting D&D. I'm your DM. These are my adventures. When last we left, the Children of Neverwinter had just hit level 18. Which, I don't remember if you guys finished off anything you guys have done there, but aside from leveling up your HP, I don't believe there was anything else that needed to be done for the moment.
Did we level it, or?
Yeah.
I have not done
I
my
don't
HP.
know if you'd leveled your HP, I just said that, so...
Okay.
If you leveled your HP, good for you. If not, I can deal with that now. Cleric, you will be leveling at D8 plus Constitution modifier,
D8
or 5 for your hit points. At level 18, you gain an extra channel divinity, an extra 5th level spell slot.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm loving it. Oh, wait a minute, that's already taken, isn't it?
Wizard, you are leveling D6 or 4 plus Constitution modifier for your hit points.
Okay, so come on, do it.
I get one. It says plus D6. Is that plus 6 or plus D6?
That's D6 plus your or 4 plus your Constitution modifier for hit points. To add to that, you gain interesting.
I gain interest.
You gain spell mastery. When you're done with your D6 or 4 plus your Constitution modifier to level your hit points up, let me know.
Just a second.
You good over there?
Well, I'm missing my own D8. I've got others, but I was just going to roll with my own.
Well,
But I can't
it sucks.
see it. I mean, I've got plenty of them, but I want my own.
No, it's special. There's
Yeah, it is. My first dice set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have it over here.
Oh, not bad. 11.
Alright. Wait, how did you get an 11 off of the D8?
What? 6 plus 5.
Is your Constitution modifier?
See, dear, maybe I'm wrong.
I'm just saying, because back when you were unconscious and Finnegan accidentally shot you in the butt with an
I
arrow,
don't have my glasses on.
you were telling me you got a +2 for your con save, so I was...
Oh, it is +2. Sorry, I was looking at
No,
the wrong.
you're good.
Yep, I looked at the one below that. Okay, cool. So
Okay.
it's +2.
Hey,
so
it's all good. I just wanted
Yes,
to relegate that in my mind
Thank
to
you.
how that happens.
Yes.
When you're ready, wizard.
I'm trying to find where I do the upgrade.
So, you go into the Beyond, go to character, then you tap on hit points.
Just a second. Hit points. They're there.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Tap on override max HP. Roll your D6.
I want to go 12.
Barbarians get that.
Oh, a 6 will help.
Okay, what's your Constitution modifier?
I have to go down here. Constitution modifier, is that the +2?
So
Saving
it's-
throws, or?
No, it'll be in your... right here.
Yeah.
So where it says Constitution,
Oh, +2 and 14.
so +2, that's your modifier.
So 8.
So then you go back to hit points, go to override max HP, take what you have right now at your max, which is...
My max is 104.
Okay, so add 8 to that.
That would be 112.
So now your new max HP is 112, so write that in the override HP.
don't change the max HP modifier. It's got blank in it all the time.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see.
then when you're done with that, you get to address the spell mastery in the room.
I get, which spell do I get? Oh, it now knows, does it know that I'm
Did you put in that you're an 18?
I'm trying, that's what I was
Okay,
trying
so
to
in
figure
that
out.
case, go to manage character and levels, which is in that little settings cog.
Manage character and levels.
Then next to wizard, there will be a little drop down next to the word level.
And change it to 18.
Correct.
Whoa, how neat.
Yes. It may ask you for some stuff, I don't know. But what you get at level 18, you have achieved such mastery over certain spells that you can cast them at will. Choose a first level wizard spell and a second level wizard spell that are in your spellbook. So take one of your firsts and your seconds.
Just a second. Here we go. Spells. First and second. Charm, person, detect, distinguish. Magic missile. Disguise. Second is charm, person, flaming sphere. When you say can cast it, does that mean it's not a, it doesn't take a spell slot?
So you can take one first and one second, and you no longer use the spell slots to cast those two spells in your spellbook.
Okay.
And by spending 8 hours in study, which unfortunately means you can't do it on a long rest, you have to actually stop and study for 8 hours, you can swap them out.
Okay, so
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's not a permanent.
Right. This isn't a permanent thing, so you can just kind of pick something you think you'll like now, make a decision in haste, and then decide, I don't like this one, I want to try this one. Spend 8 hours studying outside of long and short rests, because you have to actually rest to take advantage of those,
Right.
and change to the one that you prefer or think you'll prefer.
so
So if, for example, you were to take Magic Missile as your first level spell slot, you can now cast Magic Missile at first level without expending any spell slots.
okay.
You can't cast it any higher, but for first level Magic Missile, you don't expend any spell slots.
I don't use. I mean, all I've got is alarm, check, charm person, detect magic, disguise self, and identify, and magic missile.
Okay.
Thing is, I already have 4 spell slots for level 1, and I don't think I've gotten more than 2 of them out of the way in the last 2 months or so.
Your call, but
No, I'm
these
trying
are
to
things
decide.
you are able to do now at level 18.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to be able to disguise, but I think I'll take magic missile.
Okay, so Magic Missile is your first, and for your second,
The flaming sphere.
okay, so you can now cast second level Flaming Sphere or first level Magic Missile without using any spell slots.
Is there something that I can do in here, or do I just keep track of that?
Just keep track of it. If you declare a first level Magic Missile or a second level Flaming Sphere, I won't ask you to knock out the spell
Does
slot.
he have a limit on how many times he does that? Like,
Nope.
So he doesn't really have anything. to
He's
keep track of.
basically
It's like
turned a Magic
cantrip.
Missile. He's basically turned first level Magic Missile
Yeah.
and second level Flaming Sphere into cantrips.
Right. You just have to keep track of which 2 you have. Yeah, that's cool.
Right.
And then,
So then, Cleric, you get a third use of Channel Divinity,
Yes.
which means you can now get things like Preserve Life, Turn Undead, Destroy Undead for 3 times per long rest instead of 2.
Very cool. 18, baby. Moving on to 18, baby.
So, when last we left, the Children of Neverwinter had, excuse me, successfully driven off Irion and Corinne and their retinue for the moment, albeit with some loss of life among the sellswords.
Do you know how many
But we didn't get rid of what's his face.
The bard or the rogue or the...
I was thinking in terms of the
puppy dog?
puppy dog. We were trying to put him in harm's way.
Oh, Forden. Jeez, I've forgotten about him.
I could think of Carbon, and I knew that wasn't it.
You know, Ford Carbon is our fat, pompous, aging, stupid townmaster of Phandalin. And a coward to boot. Yeah, Forden was unfortunately completely unharmed.
Of course. I'm sure that Victor is thrilled beyond measure.
This is Victor's face.
Oh, I found it. Yay. Oh, it is, eh? Understood, Vic. Understood.
So, having done so, you traveled to Leilon to collect your next move and figure out where you were going from here. And while you were there, you decided no, sorry, my bad. First, you went to the town of Leilon because you were going to get the Pearl of the Depths up there. Because somebody remembered that you were a sergeant in the Mintarn mercenaries, and thus would have some leverage with them to be able to barter for their services.
Yes.
Because while the sellswords are funny, we don't really see them as particularly useful in an actual stand-up, knockdown, drag-out fight.
It's
Because
not an army.
no. 8 sellswords isn't an army.
Oh, gosh. Well, no, it's not.
How many did we start with?
20.
20 is.
We're doing pretty well. I mean,
Yeah,
really, we've had them for quite a while here. They've
Yeah.
been with us for a while, and I'm impressed at the ones who have survived.
Yeah, well, they were low on the totem pole.
They what?
They were low on the totem pole.
In the back of the line, too.
That's what I'm saying. So while you guys were heading to Leilon to get the Pearl of the Depths to come in, pick you guys up, because you really didn't want to show your faces in Waterdeep right now, because things are a little dicey there. What with that being Arion's home ground advantage.
I don't want them to think that we're coming after them at this point in time on the heels of that.
That too. As you were waiting for the Pearl to show up, you received word from one of Sister Garael's Harper contacts in Neverwinter that the Inquisition had raised an army of Templars, and who were now marching to Leilon to raze it to the ground and drag your broken corpses from the wreckage. So, you guys have a decision to make. You can either stand and fight with no reinforcements.
Right.
You can or you can go and come back and try to raise the siege.
I don't think
Or, I mean, three options. You can either stand and fight with no reinforcements. You can run as fast as you can down to Mintarn to pick up reinforcements and hope everyone holds on until you get back.
What if we...
Or you can...
What did
Yes,
say?
you can teleport,
What if we teleport?
but you're not going to teleport your reinforcements home. You can carry and
True.
potentially bring some things with you with the Pearl.
But we at least get there immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. If
But
we,
then you have to either leave the Pearl behind or wait for it to come get you.
no, we can teleport back.
So you leave the Pearl behind.
We
Those-
leave it, but we
I
have.
said, your
But we
option-
have
I
them
said-
sail.
I said your
forward.
options are leave the
Oh.
Pearl or wait for her, and you said no. I'm saying
Oh.
yes, those are your options.
Okay.
You
But
can
it-
either leave the Pearl and teleport yourselves down to Mintarn, and it will be not a sure thing because you don't have anything from Mintarn left.
Oh.
So it would be, one second, I will get you the percentage probabilities here. Here. So, I would say it would be probably very familiar. Which means you have approximately a 75% chance of landing on target.
The other 25% is anywhere
Is
in
either mishap, similar area, or off target. Meaning you could land on the target where you want to be. You could be up to 1d10 times 1d10% of the distance that was to be traveled off in a random direction. Or you could wind up in an area that's visually or thematically similar to the target area. Or you could take 3d10 force damage and get the table re-rolled on.
75%
So I'm not
fine.
saying
How
that
much force damage?
3d10 apiece. So a maximum of 30 force damage, and then I roll again to see what happens next. Which could lead to you guys getting whomped again.
Right.
So
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying don't.
Right.
I'm saying you have a 25% chance of not landing on target and having something else happen. And with Mintarn being a coastal city,
Yeah, right.
you could very well wind up a fair distance into the ocean.
Right, exactly. That's the first thing I thought.
With
it was
no
water.
boats.
Right.
And only your water walking spell to save
Up the
us.
ocean
Right.
without a boat.
But
Yes.
that would be, how far does that last? How long does that last? We don't know where we would be. Okay, it was just.
I'm not saying don't teleport. I'm saying
Yeah.
you guys don't like to teleport without associated objects.
Right.
You have never wanted to teleport without an associated object.
Correct. And
So-
to say it's 75%, that's not high. That's not high.
It's a 75% chance. It's a 25 to 100.
Right.
You land on target. 24 or lower, things start to happen.
Yeah, personally, I'm not comfortable with that because although I'm very familiar with it, you're right. I don't have anything that we could say, take me to this because it's been long enough that I.
You never took anything specifically from Mintarn except coin, and you already spent that.
Yeah,
I
no
have to
doubt.
keep that in mind going forward.
Pick up things from places.
No, I mean, wherever we are someplace, we may want to start picking up a small object or whatever that would take.
You've taken it from some specific places you've wanted to come back to, like the Umberhulk Shell Inn, the Stonehill Inn, which is why you guys, your horses, and the direwolf all materialized in the common room of the Stonehill Inn the last time you guys teleported away from
Right.
someplace.
Right.
Which Toblin was not completely unflapped, but definitely not like nonplussed about
Right.
this whole situation.
I mean, some of the guys in there that were drinking probably went on the wagon because all of a sudden a horse appeared next to them in the middle of the tavern.
I don't follow your idiom.
That means you stop drinking.
Oh, no, they weren't that drunk. They knew you guys, so it's mostly locals. So they just kind of were like, "Oh, what? Oh, why?"
Yeah, it would.
Okay, so we're not gonna teleport.
Yeah,
How long of a distance is it to you?
Okay, this is where things get fun. So, it is approximately from it's proof. It's forbidden. Rough estimation. It's probably between 400 and 500 miles. Which, just saying, could land you as much as 40 miles off target if you were to teleport.
In the middle of the ocean.
With a ship, your general speed going to run. Why is it never where I think it is? Ah. Strap lighting that. I can estimate somewhere in the neighborhood of. Somewhere in the neighborhood of, well, it's a 2.5 mile per hour approximate speed for a warship.
As opposed to how fast do we go?
We're a warship.
No, I mean, I'm trying to figure out whether it's faster or slower than us.
We're about half the speed of a horse. Which kind of makes sense? Yes? I don't know if this is 100% real, but even assuming 5 miles per hour.
But it's 100 days. No, 100 hours. So it's going to be
Even assuming 20 to 30 miles, even assuming 30 miles per day.
Well, do we not go 24/7? Because a ship can travel 24/7.
Okay, so going back to the 2.5 mile per hour thing,
Okay.
and assuming
2 hours.
40 miles per day.
10 days.
Be 48 miles per day at 2.5 miles per hour.
No.
Be more than that.
2.5 miles per hour times 24, 2.5 is calculator time. Yes. So assuming 60 miles per day, 400-ish, divided by 60. Okay, assuming about a week. Or about 7 days. Not we don't do weeks here, we do 10 days for this one. Not that I'm implying anything.
Here's my concern.
Okay.
If we leave, is it Leilon?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that when we come back, we're not going to have a town.
Well, that's where my third option came in.
I'm going with this. We could send the captain with the boat and a sending stone to get the boat to where we want it. And we could teleport to the boat, which we can take an object if we haven't already. And that would allow us to continue to support Leilon and have the boat getting there just as quickly as it would with us going. And then we could do all our negotiations.
Okay.
How's that sound?
It sounds good as long as they know, A, that I have access to the sending stone and it would really be me, because I'm the one who's not, there's nothing like high and mighty about this, but I used to be in there. I'm the one that has the rank to call in you know, a little bit of a favor here, or a big favor here. I don't want to have them mistrust that it's not really me talking to them,
Who's gonna mistrust?
the soldiers, the Mintarn.
No, I'm talking about the captain of the boat. When he gets there, we teleport to the boat, but he tells us when he's there so that we can minimize
To the
it.
boat, I missed that piece.
Yeah, I said because we definitely know well enough to teleport with complete confidence to the boat.
So we stay and fight for the 7 days while we're fighting the Templar army for 7 days with no long rests.
And our,
Well, I mean, you could take long rests. But 8 hours of a fight. That's not even that they would potentially attack during. Because sieges do involve a lot of glaring matches at long range, but it depends on the zeal of the attackers and their willingness to take casualties by assaulting a fortified position. Dungeon Master Guide is full of all kinds of lovely siege weapons.
I bet.
Well, both offensive and defensive, like those boiling cauldrons of oil that we used.
Right.
The hot water on the. Well, it turned out we just dumped them on the rogue's head. But things like that
Yeah.
can be used to.
what we need is a construct spell that allows us to construct any siege weapon or any defense weapon that we want.
Yeah, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
I suppose I could do it with a wish, but then that makes it not a defined spell slot. That can go bad.
Just out of add one more wrinkle to all of the questions here. So the Inquisition has raised their army of Templars and they are on the way.
They're approximately 3 days out from the estimates.
Righty-ho.
Maybe as many as 5 if they kicked it. Well, given that it's about 100 miles from Leilon to Neverwinter, we can probably expect them in no fewer than 5 days, but no more than 10 days. We can at least expect an advance guard potentially arriving
Right.
to kind of try and seal off the surrounding countryside, stop us from either receiving significant reinforcements or running away. Of course, we are coastal, so there may be an Inquisition naval presence, although we've never seen one before. That would suck.
What?
I said, man, that would suck.
That would.
Getting attacked from the ocean as well.
Or yes, or something. Okay, all right. Well, wow.
So we can comfortably assume we have 5 days.
Okay. Which would not even get Pearl Adepts to
No.
Mintarn. But would give us 5 days to help rally the people to
Yep.
build defenses and
Yes.
bring packing supplies and so on and so forth.
I'm looking at you, Mr. Roald Dyke, over at the British Natural History Museum, or wherever it is you teach. I forget that part, I'm sorry. My apologies, but I'm looking at you directly here, and I'm going to say I have listened to your videos, and I have heard your thoughts on siege warfare, and I'm going to implement them now. You're welcome.
Well, is he stronger in defense or offense?
Well, his biggest point that he has a gripe with movies is that your biggest medieval defensive formation, and honestly even to a degree modern, is ditching a wall.
Right.
Dig a ditch, build a wall. Dig a ditch,
Right.
build a wall. Dig a ditch, build a wall.
Right.
Put another ditch in front of that. Maybe put some stakes in it.
Yeah.
Or something nasty.
Right.
Because what that does is you have your wall is
Yeah.
this high. Then you take this much dirt, you take it out of your ditch, and all of a sudden the wall is suddenly that much higher.
Right.
And it's even
they
higher if you put the ditch right in front of the wall, because now you've got that
Yes.
You,
Yes.
You're
that's
adding
that's
to
the point. Yeah. Even if you don't take the earth and put it on the rampart,
Right.
you have just taken this much dirt out of the ground in front of your wall,
Right.
and now all of a sudden your wall is now this much
Right.
taller because they have
Because
to
it's
get
that
down
much
in the ditch
deeper.
to come at you. So,
Oh, and we should possibly fill our moat with snakes.
where are you going to get the little baby?
I'm not touching them, but I'm sure that people would know about a snake or two. Heck. Okay, so we have time to prepare some ditches and some stakes.
I will say, there is a druid spell called Shape Stone, or Stone Shape, and another one that basically deals with moving dirt.
Cool.
I think it's called Move Earth. I could be wrong. Why is this hair in my face? Move Earth. It's a 6th level transmutation. You can concentrate up to 2 hours.
Does it go back after the 2 hours?
I don't think so. You can reshape dirt, sand, or clay in an area up to no more than 40 feet on a side. You can raise or lower the area's elevation, create or fill in a trench, erect or flatten a wall, or form a pillar. The extent of any such changes can't exceed half the area's largest dimensions. If you affect a 40-foot square, you can create a pillar up to 20 feet high, raise or lower the square's elevation by up to 20 feet, dig a trench up to 20 feet deep, and so on. It takes 10 minutes for those changes to complete. At the end of every 10 minutes you spend concentrating on the spell, you can choose a new area of terrain to affect. Because the terrain's transformation occurs slowly, creatures in the area usually can be trapped or injured by the ground's movement. That's mostly to keep you from trying to use a combat spell.
What level is it?
6th.
And what's the highest that I can do? Is
You
it
can
8th
do
level?
up to an 8th.
Huh?
You can do up to an 8th.
Well, I was
Making
wondering
this
what
one-
it leveled up to.
Well, this one won't do anything if you level up higher.
Okay, that's what I was curious.
But you can do that you can move up to 12 40-foot areas of ground, from what I'm reading. Because it's a 2-hour spell, it takes 10 minutes to shape a 40-foot square section of dirt up to half of the spell's dimension. So you can sink a trench 20 feet deep by 40 feet long, by 20 to 40 feet wide. You can, and then you just can do that all the way around, for example, Leilon. And then there's another one I'm trying to find here called Stone Shape, I think. Stone Shape. Oh. That's stupid. That's a lot stupid. That's not useful. I thought it was bigger.
And each one of these spells that we use, it's at 8th level, so...
It can be an 8th or lower.
But you have 5 days. in which to
Actually,
do-
it's a 9th level because Wish is 9th level. isn't it?
Technically, you are using Wish to replicate an 8th or
Yeah.
lower.
Yeah.
So
what I'm
you are
saying.
burning a 9th level spell
Yeah.
slot to create a 6th level spell slot from someone else's, because that's a druid spell.
So, if he did this for 2 hours and rested for 8 hours, and did so to get that 8th, and then did
Rested
it
for 4 hours.
were you only 4?
Arcane, trance, whatever
Okay,
is
so then you
elvish
can do
name.
that 4 times in one day, because that's 6 hours, 2 hours of work and 4 hours of rest. And we
Yeah.
can- So he could do that 4 times in one day. We've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 4 to 5 days to get all that done. That might be a really, and then the people could be set to making the stakes and, 'cause I don't think I don't have any kind of skill. I've got stone cutting, but it's for knowing what the stone was. It's not for making
You have proficiency in mason's tools.
mason's tools, but like they have walls already up, right? So,
Yeah, but if you wanted to get some rocks and make them into something more akin to a defensive structure.
well, perfectly willing to do that. We got some time. That would be great. Yeah. So, and then, are we going to evacuate the town of the civilians
And
that
go where?
the mirror.
Hmm?
The mirror of dead men. No, we do have allies there.
You do, but
Not of the men necessarily, but of the women and children.
yeah, you could potentially do that. You've got good relations with Hussein.
Send them to Helm's Deep. We know how that turned out.
They won, yeah. Yeah, the mirror could work, theoretically.
The only problem that I could foresee is that if it's known that they're there, then they could be. Of course, they're not after the civilians; they're after us, right? So would they?
They would probably, if once they leveled Leilon, they would probably go after the lizard men.
Right, but if
In the
they
mirror.
can't level Leilon, then
There might be raiding parties into the mirror, but it's extremely inhospitable, and
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
the lizard men would fight them just out of territorial instinct, even if they weren't concerned with the humans. There's a sizable host that has grown up in the time since you guys first ventured into the mirror.
It was just a thought because we got, of course, we got, let's see, the people, so to speak. I think the men are perfectly.
Yeah, I'll say that keeping some of them, like the, say, over 12, over 15-year-olds, to run arrows,
Right.
rocks, water,
Right.
medicine,
Right.
distribution of supplies, writ general, would probably be your better option. And taking the old, the infirm, and the young, and sending them off to the mirror.
Yeah. Because women and anybody over the age of 15 that's not fighting can do all of those errands. That's then they become part of the army, which is great. But there's going to be a part of the population that's going to be doing absolutely nothing, and in a siege, that's mouth to feed and it's water to drink and stuff like
Yep.
that.
Water's not-
Non-magical healing.
What?
Non-magical healing, in other words, tending wounds.
Exactly. Yes.
So,
Okay.
with that in mind, you send the pearl off to.
What did he grab from the pearl? A rope or something?
You
have something.
no, you sent a sending stone with the captain.
So that will mark where we have to have something to
You
take
have an
us.
object that you.
Okay.
You can take something if you want, but
Yeah.
like a coil of rope or a belaying pin by
A belaying pin might work because you just.
this little doobie. Throw in the bag holding. It's fine. Finnan steps on it when he walks in. He's like, "Ow!"
Where did this come from? Just had an image of Finn throwing this really comfortable bed in the bag of holding.
Yeah, he doesn't stay in there long enough, but
No.
I'm thinking of like little grab handles on the edge.
Gotta get in, gotta get out.
Alright, so you are preparing the surrounding countryside. Look how big Leilon is.
Do we have a map of Leilon here?
I have a map of its
I
location.
don't know.
we have
I think
any-
maybe.
Really?
I thought
Possible.
he gave us one.
I feel like
What I wanted, I'm concerned about, possible approaches, things like that might work better for having the fortification. That's Fandolin.
So, Divine Connection because it's the
Still got
closest
his.
thing.
Who is this? I can't. That's not Leilon. Oh wow. Something I can't even pronounce.
We'll see. Cloud Leomatar's lair, which you guys never went back to, by the way.
I know.
Are we supposed to?
Good. There was stuff in there that looked interesting.
Yes, there sure was.
Alright. So,
So you've got a picture of it, and I was wondering if are there easy versus not easy approaches to Is there places where the walls are already stronger than others? And
I'm trying to get this picture clear.
I was just explaining why I wanted to know.
Yeah. So this is what it looks
If
like.
I'm going to do a bunch of construction,
This is what it looks like right now, more or less.
Nope.
What?
I was trying my glasses to see if it could be clearer, but
So basically I'm thinking if you took at least part of it out to cover that point there, which is a small hillock here, you could encase that in part of the defensive perimeter to prevent it being used as a point of dominance from your opponents.
oh, it's
Like
up
for,
high.
Yeah, it's like
artillery
a
and
little
stuff.
up bit.
Mm-hmm.
As well as potentially encasing this, more or less. These are raised bluffs that the town has already built walls across.
Oh, good.
So, if you stuck a ditch
Right.
there
Right.
and there, you deepen the already ditched bit. And then
How long can I do in one?
so you can
One
do,
instant.
Give me a minute.
Minutes.
12 times 40, so you can do about 480 feet long by about 20 to 40 feet wide by no more than 20 feet deep on a single spell. So, assuming 4 times per day, that's a lot.
That's a lot. $1,920 feet linear.
What she said.
Right.
By approximately 20 to 40 feet wide by no more than 20 deep. So,
20 feet deep and 20 feet wide is
well, that's not.
400 cubic feet of dirt.
That's immaterial.
Well, that's what you get to build something on the outside with, because you can make it hard to get into the ditch too.
I don't know how that part works theoretically, but I'll say you can at least probably move the 20-foot deep into a 20-foot, right? Because it doesn't. But it doesn't. This is the part where the spell's wording gets a little weird when you start to try and say, "Oh, I'm going to move it up
Right.
onto something else."
Right.
Because what it says is, raise or lower the area's elevation, create or fill in a trench, erect or flatten a wall, or form a pillar. So it doesn't specify what the dirt, where the dirt goes. So I'll say, yeah,
It's got to
Why
go
not?
someplace.
why not?
Unless it
so you can-
disappears.
I don't know. So I'll say, yeah, you can put the dirt on one side of the ditch or the other. I would advocate for putting it on the Leilon side, and then putting some nasty, specky, palisade-y, stone-wall-y things on top of it to grant the defenders some modicum of cover from missile weapons
Right.
that they would then have to go down into a 20-foot ditch and then come up 40 feet and then assault a wall
Yeah.
to overcome.
Plus, they
Hey.
have any what we would consider to be like what are they called? The thingy thingies.
Trebuchets,
Trebuchets.
Trebuchets.
So what they probably have realistic access to, if I can find it. We are 255. Yeah. So they probably have access to ballistae.
Mm-hmm.
They probably have access to mangonels.
Yeah.
They have access to rams. They have access to siege towers, and they have access to trebuchets.
Okay.
That's
I'm
both
going
sides, right?
to, theoretically, if you can acquire them, yes. Leilon really hasn't gotten a lot of that stuff because they didn't really need to. There is something called a cannon listed in here that I am going to completely overlook because we are not dealing with black powder in this campaign. But with the ballista, the maximum range is 480 with disadvantage, 120 without. The mangonel has 200 feet without disadvantage, and the trebuchet has 300 feet without disadvantage. Up to 1200 with disadvantage.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
The siege tower can be used to reach the top of walls up to 40 feet high. So in order to get at you, they would have to fill in the ditch.
Right.
so the other thing is
Which is
that
different.
if we've piled on the ditch mud or ditch dirt this way, we could also, when people started coming up, possibly put water into the dirt and make it mud that they sink into.
Also,
I may be overthinking this, but
well,
I'm trying
I'm
to
also
defend the
thinking
town.
of doing potentially either filling with water or just making it mud.
Yeah, we
such
do
as-
have quite a bit of water
well, I
there,
was going to say possibly even just diverting
Yes.
the sea into the ditch
which could be done with digging a ditch,
by
which I
making
can
the
do.
ditch go into by just
Yeah.
using
Yeah,
your move
right.
earth to go to the edge of the marsh
Right.
flats to just let the water flow naturally into the ditch,
Right.
and then before you finish that part, maybe leaving 20 or 40 feet of ditch to be dug
Till the very end.
till the very end, and put spikes and punchy stakes and assorted nasties in the bottom of the ditch, so that when they try and go for a swim, something's there
Right.
to make their life a little bit more miserable.
Yes, that's good by me.
Which would probably come under the heading of trap spiked pit.
Yeah.
With an auto fail until someone landed on it. So,
Ooh, I like that.
yeah. So, but they would have to then bridge the ditch, or ditches, depending on how many you wanted to dig or were able to dig. I would say you could comfortably encircle the town in one day.
I would think so. Yeah. It's a lot of feet.
Yes. Probably. Yeah. We'll just comfortably say you can encircle the town in one day.
Yeah.
If I get all of the ditches going around in one day, and then I start in the next day, can I now go 20 feet deeper?
You're going to run into the water table at some point.
What I would say is maybe, but why do that when you can just make another ditch? And then make them, and then what you do then is, this is again from Mr. Conandike's reactions to siege warfare in movies. What he says is just build another ditch in front of it, and then instead of, and then you can have access points to fall back to. So if you were able to dig, we'll just say comfortably 5 ditches. You would then have 5 curtain walls that they would have to assail, besiege, and overwhelm. And with the first 2, certainly, maybe as many as 3, the minute they gained the walls, you're out.
Right.
You ditch. You bail.
Exactly. Right.
You're
You bail.
We leave.
You,
We don't need
you,
to defend
you
it anymore.
fall back immediately as soon as the wall itself is contested.
Right.
As soon as they cross the ditch and start attacking on the wall, you send someone in like Victor and Lisbeth to hold the breach
Right.
while they bail, and while the civilian defenders bail, and then they run for their lives under covering fire from, say, a wizard launching fireballs, chain lightning, and meteor swarms
Yes.
onto the breach, and potentially, if we built it out of wood, another option could be, I don't know, running a flaming sphere along the wall, like a torch at the end of it, and burning it to deny them cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, they'll try to stop you, but that's why it's a flaming sphere. It's magic, and they hate you for it.
They do.
So,
Yeah, that's.
with that, we'll just comfortably say 5 ditch walls.
Yeah.
dug and flooded and sown with spikes and things, and 5 palisade walls of some kind whereon people can stand, fight, and run.
Right.
With some kind of a rudimentary gate in each of them that's not like super flimsy.
Right.
And not just like a whole hacked in, but like some kind of a buttressable falling barricade or a drop gate or something that can be shut quickly behind the defenders in case we've got some close following company.
Right.
You then have a total of 6 defensive walls, with the final curtain being the actual wall of Leilon. And then, like every good castle, this theoretical castle has a keep in the form of the House of Thalamar, the Wizard's Tower, with a little bit of something going on with your dwarven stone cunning, mason's tools, etc. You could probably buttress that up a little bit with some stone and make it a little more defensible for a potential final stand.
Right.
Well, if we put, I'm thinking ditch, dirt, ditch, dirt, so that you've got the ditch, you're down 20 feet, then you get to the space between the 2 ditches, you're up 40 feet. Or 20
And it depends
feet.
on how far out you want to make the each, like, do you want to make it so that you have, like, ditch, berm, wall, ditch, berm, wall, or do you want to have ditch, berm, wall, killing ground, ditch, berm, wall, etc.
Someplace
So,
to stand that has
someplace,
no cover.
someplace to stand, someplace for your peeps to run across that isn't a Nashteratal spike-filled mudslide.
Is there something that we can use then that would burn, like a wooden bridge or something that would burn behind us so that they do not
Burn
have
or
access to
or
it?
potentially make the gate be a drawbridge instead of a
that
drop
works.
gate.
Yeah, that works.
Put down a drawbridge across,
Right.
they run across, the last person comes through, somebody gets it up.
Right.
Like you have like 10 or 15 townspeople standing on ropes and pulleys,
Yeah.
ready to yeet that thing up.
Right.
And then the Inquisition have to either assail the next wall from without using their siege weapons, or knock down and burn down and so forth, and try to utilize the conquered palisade to bridge the next one, which is where your fire comes in,
Right.
to hopefully burn it down before they can stop.
If they've got siege weapons outside and we pull up the drawbridge, how do they bring their siege weapons? They just take them apart and build them on the inside of the next one?
Or they knock down the palisade and use that as a bridge,
So this is why we burn it.
which is why you try to burn it. If they succeed,
Because I can
At
burn
least-
stuff too.
yeah, if they succeed partially, I would say, given the protracted potential nature of the fighting, I would encourage you to save at least your 4th or 5th level or lower for healing.
Oh yeah.
However, things like Firestorm and Flame Strike could definitely be shot at them and at the wall, which will automatically fail its save, and the fire will probably light it on fire and it'll start burning. We'll have to figure that out. And it'll be a battle between them trying to use the water in the ditch to put it out, and you two trying to burn it. But anything they can knock into the ditch is something that they don't have to bring up. And I would estimate that there's going to be quite a bit of fighting on the 2, what I'll call the coastal points
Right.
of the fight.
Right.
Once they start figuring out what's what, they're
Right.
going to be trying to plug up
Right.
the area there or drain it somehow.
I would think they'd be trying to drain it so they can see what's in the ditch.
Yeah, or they'll be just trying to bridge it
Yeah.
and bringing up various kinds of bridging equipment, which will again be shot at
Right.
and contested. But if they can suppress you guys, or just hurt you guys badly enough that you can't fight effectively for a few minutes, then they'll be trying to put down bridging equipment of some kind, whether it be just knocking over the palisades or putting actual bridging or pontoon style equipment across the moat to bring up siege towers and battering rams while their artillery figures out the range of the next wall. And then I have to figure out what the actual maximum range that's going to be and how close I can. I have to try and bring the artillery to actually score a hit. The trebuchets can probably hit you guys all the way from wherever it is they're hiding.
Right.
Because as they conquer each respective piece, they can bring it probably up to the rim of the moat of the outermost curtain, and they can probably comfortably hit you guys, at least with disadvantage, because it's 1,200 foot range. It's 300, 1,200. So even if they can't hit you without disadvantage, they can still at least lob rocks in your general direction.
So just assuming the 5-ditch system,
It's minimum.
it's 20 feet plus something before the next thing.
Yeah, so it's going to be a minimum if you've dug it a 20-foot wide ditch of 100 feet. If you dug it a 40-foot wide ditch, which you are able to do, it's going to be a 200-foot minimum, plus probably another minimum of 10 feet per wall to give yourself a nice based berm to build your palisade on top of
Right.
20 feet up and then 10 feet wide minimum.
Right.
Then if you built it 40 feet wide, then you're probably going to say maybe as much as a 20-foot wide berm at the base,
That's what I
coming up into
Right.
a 20-foot slope.
Right.
So we'll assume 20 feet up, 20 feet wide
Right.
for the berms. So that's another 100 feet for the berms. So that's as much as 300 feet right there. So if the trebuchet comes up to the outside of the palisade, of the outer palisade moat, they can hit the wall of Leilon without disadvantage. It can hit anything across Leilon with disadvantage, but as the defense moves further in, it will start to hit with disadvantage. And as for things like the mangonels and the ballistae,
Right.
forget it.
Yeah.
Those things are going to be running at the ballastae are going to have to be moved up pretty much every 2 or 3 captured positions, because it's a 480-foot maximum outside range for a ballastae. Meaning they're going to be wanting to move it probably up every time they conquer a palisade, and either put it on top of the berm if the palisade burns, or put it on top of the palisade if they manage to keep it intact.
Right.
And then for the mangonels, it's not going to be much easier. They're going to have to try and knock down pieces of the palisade or knock aside the charred remains, and because that's 200, 800. So they're going to be running again every 1 or 2 berms captured. They're going to be, and that's the ballistae especially are more direct fire weapons anyway. So we're using those to clear the wall tops.
Right.
While the mangonels are going to be targeting the structure directly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The trebuchets are probably going to be terror weapons, just lobbing random rocks at all hours, day and night, just hitting structure, hitting infrastructure, hitting people, just constantly throwing rocks at people.
Or fireballs.
You know, again, this is for you, Mr. Conayendike. The Hollywood loves fire weapons,
Okay.
but if we're going for him,
Yes.
he always gets antsy whenever they put fire weapons into movies because they don't really use them that much in history. So
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that your trebuchet and whatever is made out of
flammable materials.
flammable materials for the most part.
Right. So no, we're not going to be using fire weapons primarily. They would more likely be launching, if we wanted to be completely accurate, they would be launching things like dead corpses at us, or the heads of anyone they captured. I may not go quite to that level, but these are the Inquisition. So
If you want to make it Masada level, they they don't wait for the people to die.
That's also fair.
Which
That
was
would
a
probably be
huge
prison.
terror
Well,
weapon.
I'm saying their guys who died, they would
Oh,
probably
I
have corpses
see.
at us once they got nice and pestilent.
Yes.
Because that was a tactic in medieval times. They don't necessarily count on capturing many people because
We're inside.
we're inside, but if we launched a sortie and someone got captured, they could probably be sent back
Yeah.
via trebuchet postal service without being sent to sleep with the fishes first. But the ram is going to be 100% contact based. It's going to be hitting the wall. It's going to be hitting the gate. The Romans would hit just about anything they could hit with hewn stone walls. They would just try and knock out the base, like kicking a tower of bricks.
Yep.
And so they're going to be just kind of launching however many rams they have.
Mm-hmm.
They're either going to be targeting the gate to try to gain access,
Mm-hmm.
or just kind of pounding the wall generally.
Yeah. Well,
Wherever
how
they
many
can.
rams do they have? You said?
We don't know.
Okay.
It's a
I
war
didn't know if
host.
I didn't know if we'd done any intel or
Nope.
anything yet.
Just that they're levying a force of Templars and coming at us
Okay.
with a war host.
Okay.
And then siege towers, again, those are just going to come out the wall anywhere they can. But the ditch has to be bridged or filled first.
Right.
And so,
What is our terrain like outside our last curtain and ditch?
relatively flat.
Okay, so it's relatively easy to see, kind of like I was thinking of Michilimackinac, like where they had nothing there.
Yeah, and especially once you've taken out most of the woods to
Because we're going to be
make a bunch of palisades.
Right.
You're going to have some pretty open ground.
Yeah.
But, by the same token, they're going to have some pretty open ground to put their
True.
siege weapons on.
True.
And I don't think that even you guys could take out enough wood that they wouldn't be able to make stuff on the fly if they wanted to prolong the siege and build some stuff there.
Well, they have access to going further out than we.
True, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you would have to go so far out that it would not even be reasonable
Right.
to try and torch
Yeah.
or cut wood that far out.
Right.
So this is where we're at. We've
Oh
got
my gosh.
over the next 10 days, you guys create a total of 5 palisade walls with spiked, flooded ditches in front of them. And then you are able to create drawbridges on each of the ones on a semi-randomly staggered entry line,
Mm-hmm.
where it's not just a straight shot straight
Mhm.
through. You have like one here, and then one over here, and then one back here, and then one over here, and so on and so forth, etc., where you have to run a little bit, but
But it's
it's
not.
not going straight through.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna see how many people are approximately in Leilon at this point. So, it's not 100% clear, but looking at the map, I'm going to count. I'm going to guesstimate there's between 40 and 60 fighting males. With probably another conservatively 20 or so fighting age females who could actually reasonably expect to take part in combat, whether as an archer or some of them are both built and temperamented to take part in lightweight unarmed, lightweight frontline combat. In this desperate time.
Mm-hmm.
And there are women out there who can do that.
Yeah.
So, taking approximated statistics, you've got probably about, I'll say, probably about 80 defenders.
Okay.
With the rest either being support people or off to the mirror.
Do we know what the general population number was before the battle starts?
Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of double that. It's
Mm-hmm.
probably close to 100 and something people. Maybe a few more. I'm doing some serious guesstimation based
Yeah.
on the buildings that I can estimate are maybe buildings that were residential.
Okay. Alright.
You've got yeah. Aubrey is gone, having been revealed as the final sword of Leilon in the final battle against Evendath
Mm-hmm.
before they fled.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Torver is still there. Marigold Brightshine is there. Puck Charybdis is obviously still there. Allian Malwyn, she's support. She could fight if they come through my door, I'll kill them. But she's offered the Umber Hulk Shell Inn as a potential infirmary / place to stay for the duration, but she's not really out there for combat. Yeah. Griselda has attempted twice to take over the defense structure, and everyone just kind of lets her talk during the town meetings and then quietly goes about their business. It's not that she's bad, she's just not good for this. Sergeant Yoram fled
Oh wow.
as soon as... Don't you remember him?
Vaguely.
Slovenly, cowardly,
Oh yes.
shiftless.
And yeah. But would he be so shiftless as to join the other side, or is he just not looking to work?
Nah, he just doesn't want to fight.
Right.
He hid during the battle for Leilon.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Vangel Kuskolt, the priest of Tyr, is offering to assist commanding the town's defenses, specifically overseeing command of the townspeople turned soldiers.
Is there any reason not to?
Nope.
Good.
Galio Elibro has taken to his tower again, but you can guess that he will probably come out when the fighting starts and be able to potentially help out a
Hopefully.
little bit.
Is he counted in our number of defenders or not?
And the Knight's Goblet Inn has opened her doors as as an infirmary as well.
Oh, excellent. So we have some people that are going to be in there and shifting around and getting all that stuff set up.
Yeah,
Those 5
the
days
Umber
should
Hulk
be...
Shell Inn and the Knight's Goblet Inn
Yeah.
are available to both sleep soldiers if necessary and take the badly wounded there.
Right. Because everyone has a house in town
Yeah.
of his or her own, so should they get wounded, they just need a little bit of home nursing. they would be able to go home basically
Yeah.
and have a place to rest. It would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mostly it's for out-of-towners
yes, or maybe our
coming
Mintarn.
in, like us,
Yeah, and
to,
Mintarn.
the Mintarners hopefully will break the siege, is the idea. We're hoping to get enough of them to actually break the siege here.
So they'll be,
But there'll be 20 days to get there, right?
7 days there, however long it takes to negotiate with us there, and then another, 7 days back. And at that point, we can either, again, teleport back to the Umber Hulk shell Inn and rejoin the defense and wait for reinforcements,
right.
or travel along.
Well, if we come back and rejoin the defense, we can be like Johnny on the spot. Hey guys, coming in under, it's a dark of the moon. You're coming in, whatever. We need you to hit these 2 spots, land half of your guys. I don't know. We can give them some strategy that would be really impossible if we're on the ship with them. But if we have the sending stone, if we arrange this ahead of time with them, say, hey, listen, when you're coming in, we're going to be sending you, I won't say coordinates, but locations on this map here. Here's A, here's B. These are places we think you might need to go. This is where we anticipate the concentration of the Templar Knights and all these different kinds of things. They'll be prepared, so we would just be able to send 60 B, and then drop 60 guys at point B or something like that. So if they're coming in
You have 25
after us,
words with a sending spell.
oh, okay. I wasn't sure how big it was. So if they're coming in after us, we have the ability to provide them some intel that their surprise factor should be significant. They could even land up the coast and come in a little bit. We have so many possibilities of being able to use them more effectively, I think, if we're on the ground. That's just what I'm thinking. So
We've
Not
also
gonna lie,
got
when I designed this adventure section of the campaign, I forgot to use the teleport.
oh, are we causing problems for you?
This is the point of D&D. You do things and I adapt.
Okay.
That's how things go.
the other thing that we can do to set things up is we've got, I can teleport up to 7, right? No. I've
Yes.
got it, huh?
Yes, 7 is correct.
Yeah, so...
Yourself and up to 7 willing creatures, I think is how the spell is written.
Okay, do I have to go with them?
Yes, it's yourself and up to 7 willing creatures.
But, okay, so there's no way of me just saying I'm going to send 7, and then next round, and then the next round. And it would allow me to reinforce the inside the
Now, hang on a second. Let's look at this. You piqued my interest.
once we're there, if that's a possibility, then I can send back everybody but me.
You and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice. You can see within range. So, oh, that sucks. You can also cast Teleportation Circle, and you draw a 10-foot diameter circle on the ground and described with sigils that link your location to a permanent teleportation circle of your choice, whose sigil sequence you know. Okay, never mind.
Is it in a different realm?
Same plane of existence as you, but there aren't any permanent sigil circles that you know of in Mintarn or in Leilon.
Who creates those?
Wizards usually.
So if we could create one in each place?
Sure,
Or
if you did
should
every day for a year.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why I was like,
We might
rats.
want to at some point plan on here's a long time. So you could put one on the pearl, but maybe not.
Yeah, well, the way that
Says
works
Earth.
is, if you do this one, it lasts for 1 round. Any creature that enters the portal instantly appears within 5 feet of the destination circle or in the nearest unoccupied space that space is occupied. So
It's like a trap.
that one would be more conducive to your throw them through
Mhm.
idea. If there had been, and I'm sorry I kind of dropped the ball on that because I didn't really point out to you that teleportation circle existed. because you could have theoretically put a teleportation circle down in, for example, Leilon or Phandalin or Neverwinter or the Pearl or something like that.
But
If you had a year to do it.
Yeah, but we haven't been doing this for a year.
Are you kidding? You've had at least 2 years.
According to our calendar?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because there was at least a 1 year lapse right before this section of the adventure started. When you guys finished Divine Contention, I called a 1 year time gap for you guys to go do stuff, and that was, you'd been at least almost a year going on there.
Yeah, right.
So you could have probably gotten at least 1 teleportation circle done there.
Yeah.
Maybe as many as 2 if you kept going back to one place to put down the circle again.
Right. Okay.
But or if you took your 5th level spell slots and whatever stuff you needed and did it in multiple places every day. Excuse me, for a year. And again, I'm not saying you should have done this, but I'm saying you could have theoretically put one in Leilon, and then you could have done your thing where you just kind of send everyone through in 1 round or 2 rounds or 3 rounds, where you get everyone within 30 feet of or 20 feet of the circle runs through in 1 round using their movement to run through the portal, and then you cast a 5th level spell slot again for another 30 feet worth of people to run through the portal.
Except
Could
I
have
think
been
I like
idea.
the idea of having the Mintarn guys come in from the outside and
Yeah.
trap them. So
Well, I'm saying, like, you could have done at least one. Since you mentioned wanting to teleport them in, you could. And may I remind you, you do have several scrolls of teleport. So if you are heavily tied to the idea of bringing in an emergency garrison, you could burn your 7th level spell slots teleporting back and forth, and then go with your scrolls until you've brought in as many people as you want, or as many as your spell scrolls last, in 7-person increments into 8 increments. Thank you. 8-person increments to the interior of Leilon at the Umberholic Shell Inn.
I guess this is one thing that if strategic, I don't even know what the capabilities of these soldiers are that we're trying to negotiate for.
We're mercenaries.
I'd say given what I've got in my books and my paperwork, they range from light infantry to some cavalry, possibly some knights, line infantry, possibly a couple of more skilled specialists within that.
I would say we probably have at least 1 or 2 sharpshooters of some kind.
Yeah, what I've got here as possible stuff is pikemen, archers, line infantry, blade master, light cavalry, lancer, heavy cavalry, knight, and heavy crossbow are possible
The heavy crossbow
SUTs or standard unit templates that I've already built, and I can customize guys. If you guys have someone that you specifically want out of that, I can potentially put some stuff together. But with that, what you've got is what I can quickly ram together to make either an opposing force or a friendly force. That's basically my little cheat code that I built.
Yeah.
Are these SUTs.
We don't need you to build more unfriendly ones.
Well, that's the guys that I used to assault Axel that you meteor swarmed out of existence were a conglomeration of these SUTs.
Right.
So.
Well, the only one I can think of, and maybe it wouldn't be practical under the circumstances, but obviously they're going to be, there's going to be leadership for all of these Templar Knights. And if we had 1 or 2 sharpshooters, or whatever you want to call them.
Heavy crossbowmen, possibly?
Yeah, using that, I don't know. And that we could, obviously it would not be easy, but move them around, get them up there at dawn or at dusk, and up in the keep, and then get them out of there and move them someplace else, and aim for the leadership. You might only get 1 or 2 leaders before they got wise to the fact that this is going on. But
well,
oh hey, I said another thought.
I don't know. Here's the problem. is that while you're right, you're also wrong.
Okay.
The reason why you're right is, yes, that technically makes sense to attempt to decapitate a leader with a well-aimed crossbow bolt.
Right.
The problem is your average heavy crossbow does 1d10 piercing, plus
Is what?
strength or
1d10.
dex of
Right. It's
attacker.
not going to be.
So
Right.
D10 plus will
Can't.
just give them even 5, which is like out of this world for this kind of SUT.
Right.
That's a maximum of like 15 damage,
Gotcha.
30 on a crit.
Right. Okay. I see.
Most of the Templars are probably going to have more than 30 hit points.
I was thinking.
Now,
Here's
if you shot maybe 3 or 4 and they all critted max damage, you could probably take one out.
Right.
But while you're right, the mechanics of the game
Yeah,
demand that I
I was-
warn you that you're also probably just going to piss them off.
Yeah. That I was forgetting. Yeah. I always forget what the mechanics.
You're
of the game
right.
because
Like I said, you're
in
right.
real life,
in
you could
reality, you
theoretically-
shoot a heavy crossbow at someone,
Right.
they're going to probably die.
Right. I'm thinking.
Um, Like a pile-headed crossbow bolt is probably going
Right.
to go through anything that these guys have except a mantlet.
Right.
And even a mantlet is going to put a crossbow bolt uncomfortably close to them.
Right.
So if they show any vital portion of their anatomy and a crossbowman fires at them, like a Richard the whatever, Reinhardt,
Right.
wasn't it? That got shot in the abdomen by a crossbowman, and then when he was dying, they brought him to me. He was like, "Oh, let him live. He shot me. He's bold. He's bold enough to shoot me. Let him live.
Yes.
I'm dying anyway."
okay. Here's one other thing that I thought I would consider, and that is meteor swarm is a mile range.
Yes.
There's not a whole lot of spell of anything that goes a mile.
No, that thing is our ace in the hole. Conversely, it can only hit about 30 to 40 things at one time, and I would argue that something like a siege weapon could take up almost an entire section of a meteor strike, given its size. Or at the very least, take it and the crew with it, and that's about all you're going to hit with a meteor strike.
Here's
An
where
individual meteor strike, obviously. So, yes, I see where you're going, I think, which is using it to either decapitate the leaders, smash the war engines, or just take out massive amounts of enemy infantry. Right. Mechanically, you're also not entirely right.
Well,
So-
I was actually going to go one small difference, and
Okay.
that was they're going to take 10 days to get there.
Between 5 and 10, yeah.
Okay, let's say it's 5.
Mhm.
So, I'm just thinking, how far do they move in a day? What do we figure?
Anywhere from probably 20 to 30 maximum.
Miles.
Yeah.
Okay, if I knew where they were, let's say on day 1 of us knowing they're coming, I could teleport, do a meteor swarm, teleport back, and maybe do that a couple of times, and wear the cloak while I'm doing it. I'm not sure if
No,
that would
I'll
work.
I'll say you would probably get one off, and then they would scatter, because they would figure out right away that this is not a natural occurrence, nor is it an invention of the gods, and it's that pesky wizard,
Well, yes.
and he's
if
gotten
you-
more powerful than we
Right.
faced him last.
Right.
So scatter, disassemble the war machines. We'll meet outside Leilon under cover of night, put everything up under the cover of darkness, and then we'll appear and go, surprise, biatches, we have a war host on your doorstep. What are you going to do about it? Oh, you're going to meteor swarm us? Big whoop. We'll do it again. We'll just keep coming. So, yes, you could probably get one scary strike off. And these
Yeah.
guys are zealous, but they're not stupid, unfortunately.
So how much light can I cast? Like because I can do the thunder. I haven't done it since I did this speaking. I mean, can I light up a perimeter?
Let me look.
Thaumaturgy.
No.
That's not light, that's sound. That's the one I'm talking about.
Alarm, that's what I was looking for.
The cantrip light is a 20-foot radius of bright light and a 20-foot radius of dim light.
So like right in the center of the circle, 20 more feet.
Dim.
Yes. Which goes for 1 minute maybe? I don't need it for very long.
1 hour.
Oh, hey. Concentration spell?
Nope.
Or
Cantrip.
So I can walk around the perimeter and looks esto, looks esto, looks esto.
And you just have to go behind it every hour.
That's fine.
Walk the rounds
No, but
again.
if I get my rest, well, before they come,
Well, the cantrip doesn't drain your spell slots. You can do that as long as you're
but I
able to walk
can't
around.
right, it doesn't drain my spell slots, but I can't probably work 24/7.
No.
I mean, personally, physically.
No.
So if I did that, you know, from, we'll say, midnight to dawn, like on the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, they're not going to be able to sneak up and surprise
Well,
within my 20-foot radius.
within your 40-foot radius, but if
Right.
they start like a half mile away and they just get closer until they figure out that they're getting close to your light and then they stop moving, they'll be like even if they're 100 feet away from the outer perimeter, they can still do it. So
Yeah, oh, I made a mistake maybe. Wouldn't it have been nice to have had unlimited supply of alarms?
so alarm
It's only a box, but
is a ritual spell,
Mm.
which means that it can be cast in 11 minutes for no spell slots.
oh, okay.
So in 11 minutes, with a tiny bell and a piece of wire for 8 hours, you can choose an area within range that is no more than a 20-foot cube. Mental alarm alerts you with a ping to your mind. If you're within 1 mile of the warded area, it awakens you if you were sleeping. An audible alarm produces the sound of a handbell for 10 seconds within 60 feet. So, if you want to get enough
And I can do it as a mental alarm, which gives me a mile distance.
yes, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
If
I'm-
you want
I-
to...
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So,
Is it a mental only?
huh?
Can you do mental and audible, or do you have
It's
to choose
one or
one
the
or the
other.
other?
But alarm is, you can only hear the sound about 50, 60 feet away,
Yes.
as opposed to the mental, I can hear it a
Right.
mile away,
Yes.
Right.
so to speak.
So, again, it's a door, a window, or an area no more than a 20-foot cube for one casting. And it needs a small bell and a wire.
Is that visible to anybody, or is it just the
Eh.
components of it? Is that the actual
I don't-
little trap?
I don't know. Like, in campaign 2 of Critical Role, Caleb, the wizard, Liam narrated the casting of alarm as him winding the silver wire across the door or the window in question. So I'm inclined to believe that it is reusable,
Mm-hmm.
but that it may or may not actually involve putting it out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It does not specify that it is consumed by the spell, so it is technically reusable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just go ahead and assume that even if something big hits the wire, then it doesn't snap it, it simply triggers the bell.
Right, right. Interesting. I'm really very glad that we have level 18 toys to play with.
Well, this was a level 1 spell,
I'm
but
saying
it's ritual.
Okay, but I
So you
feel-
can cast it from a level 1 wizard with no spell slots burned if you just
Ritual.
use 10 minutes longer than original casting time. Okay.
Very interesting.
Mhm.
This is kind of the fun part of trying to go through and plan and do something that we haven't really been able to do before because we've kind of walked into most of our battles or had them walk into us. So this is a really good
Yeah.
opportunity to plan, and
Premeditated siege warfare is very interesting.
it is really interesting trying to.
We're straying into territory that I have thought that I was ready for.
Right. Wow.
So how, we don't know yet how big their force is.
Big is about what we know.
Right.
Yeah, and so we,
Big enough to raise Leilon to the ground with us in it. Now, the last time they fought us was at level 15 or 17.
He was 15.
Between 15 and 16 was when we fought them last. At the temple right after.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we were level 16
Yeah, I think
when
it
we
was
fought
at the
them
temple. I
last.
forgot about that. Yes.
Were we level 17? Regardless, between level 16 and 17 we fought them last. I think we made it 17 because we leveled up right after we defended Leilon. And
Oh yes.
Damar and Bowden are level 16 apiece because they were equivalent level to us when we went into the tunnels of Corbat.
Have they leveled up, or are they
No,
just?
they just sit
They're
there.
okay. That's fine.
Bowden's not leveling up because I don't want him to. And the other two are not leveling up because I don't want to level them up because that's too much of a headache for my brain.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got. Does Forden have the level/skill/whatever to work as like an intel gatherer, or is he just like a brute force? I'm gonna kill them for you, my lady.
More of that,
Okay.
and he's not going to do a very good job of it.
Yeah.
But
Well, all good things must come to an end.
and Forden must too.
I
And
must
what?
not say he doesn't.
they aren't able to dispel a meteor swarm either because it's a 9th level, and they don't have anybody that can.
They can try.
The odds of how does dispel work?
Counterspell works by now. They would have to be within range, which I think is between 30 and 60 feet.
And I can be a mile away.
Exactly. So counterspell is a 60-foot range. So they would have to be within 60 feet of you and see you casting it. I think.
Which they can if I'm invisible.
Well, yeah, it's one reaction which you take when you see a creature within 60 feet of you casting a spell. So the Cloak of Invisibility pretty much negates their ability to counterspell most of your stuff.
Yay!
From
Does
what
he
I
have
can tell.
counterspell?
He does.
So you have to be on the lookout too for when Rob is narrating, when the DM is narrating, you see him moving his hands or whatever. Is that?
Or if I just say he is going to cast.
Yeah, right. Does he have a reaction? Can he just do that?
If he hasn't cast shield that round, yes. If he counterspells, he has no shield. You have one reaction. You can either opportunity attack, counterspell, or shield.
Shield. Okay.
So you gotta bear that in mind. If you're under sustained assault of some kind,
Right.
with either ranged or melee weapons, directly targeting your general vicinity because they figured out that you're somewhere in that area, then, or if you just got hit by a random shot and decided to shield against it, you cannot counterspell that round. Conversely, if you counterspell that round, you cannot shield.
But if you're invisible and you've moved well, that
Well,
would be a
We've gone over this before.
yeah.
Yeah.
The invisibility thing is not.
It's not
No,
invulnerability.
but
It's
all
not
I'm saying
complete
is
undetectability. It's
Correct.
just that they attack with disadvantage.
right. It just gives him a slight advantage over not to perhaps not need the need for a shield would be less weighty at that point than the need for a counterspell.
Although, realistically, if you counterspelled someone, they would probably get a little pissy at you, and probably one of their mates would take a shot at you. So
Yeah, that's true.
there is that. There are the points to
Sure,
be
all the
considered. If you
things.
counterspell, you will probably draw the ire of someone nearby.
And they've
So-
got a lot more people casting magic than we do.
Wait a minute. This is the Inquisition. They have appropriate magic,
They have divine magic.
divine magic. Okay.
Which is what you've got.
Yes.
Okay, well, we've got an interesting...
And I've got it if I want to do it with Wish.
Yes. So,
I'm sorry, one more question.
yes.
If I've got a scroll of Wish, can someone who is not a wizard cast?
Only if they want to make a risky intelligence check to potentially do it, and if they fail, they take a crap ton of psychic damage and the spell is wasted.
Yeah, I was just, if both of us were down.
If both of you are down, someone's pouring a healing potion down
Yeah.
one of your throats, probably yours.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I've got them, I carry them, we have them.
yeah. So 5 days of digging and sharpening, felling trees and chopping them into nasty pointy bits, and taking the branches and making those into stakes and fire hardening them and putting stuff on them and putting them in the bottom of the ditches, and then carving out the last piece of the ditch to flood the moat, and stockpiling arrows and ammunition, and constructing a couple of counter siege weapons such as cauldrons of oil,
Mm-hmm.
of water. They like boiling water and setting up
We have lots of...
stations with big fires to quickly heat up replacement cauldrons,
Mm-hmm.
and stockpiling rocks and spears, and putting some long push poles on the wall to be able to knock the ladders over,
Mm-hmm.
and Victor and Elizabeth and Finnan respectfully requisitioning the entire stockpile of Alchemist's Fire from the bag.
What?
Alchemist's Fire. I think you have like 20 bottles of it somewhere.
Yep.
Which is that one?
Alchemist's Fire
I'm
is
sorry. I'm sure when we got 20 bottles of it, you told me what it was.
well, we didn't get it all at once. We got it over a series of times, but essentially, Alchemist's Fire. It's a pyrophoric adhesive fluid. You can throw it up to 20 feet, shattering it on impact, make a ranged attack against a creature or object, treating the Alchemist's Fire as an improvised weapon. On a hit, the target takes 1d4 fire damage at the start of each of its turn. They can make a DC 10 dexterity check to extinguish the flames. So, that would be for things like battering rams and ladders. So, and bridges, potentially. To try to stop them from either scaling, knocking down, or bridging the defenses. And with Victor and Elizabeth especially, they can do that 3 times. So, improvised attack. So 5 days of that, and on the morning of on the night of the 5th day, you guys go to sleep and wake up on the morning of the 6th day to find a host of Templar knights with, I'm just going to leave it at a lot of siege equipment. Battering rams, scaling ladders. Yes.
Can I say one thing? Do we think that would it be of any use to us to have a hero's feast? Because it's going to be a long, drawn-out thing.
I really, unless we're like in Balavar's tower and they're going to attack in the morning,
Gotcha.
or if all 5 of the walls have fallen and we're in the final curtain, maybe.
Okay.
If we can see someone who's like obviously someone we can go charging out and target to try to collapse the entire thing. If we figured out over the entire siege that this guy is the big boss, but we can't get to him,
Right.
then we down a hero's feast the night before, and then we slam out at dawn and just charge into the Templars and try not to die while we get to him.
So I just want to keep that in the back of our mind. Yeah, we have 20 things.
How many
about this.
people can partake of the hero feast with us?
See, I just looked at the
price you.
I got it, but it doesn't say how many.
Up to 12 creatures can partake of the feast.
So if we're going to use that as a backup, we have to decide who the other 6
Who
or
was
7.
alive still at the time. I mean, we might not know. We might not know who's still going to be alive at
Okay.
the time.
When we get to the point where we're taking a hero's feast, we figure out who's been fighting the best, and we give them the feast, and we bring them with us. Probably Lionel. Definitely, if it's Lionel, then it's going to be Bowden and Damar. Possibly the High Priestess. Which brings us to 4 extras. And at that point, any of the surviving priests, acolytes, or temple guards get what's left.
Right.
Or maybe the leader of the people that we're hiring.
The mercenaries?
Mintarn.
Yeah.
Well, the hero's feast is if they haven't arrived in time. The hero's feast is a Hail Mary, we're going to die, because they haven't arrived in time, because something has happened to them. Either they're just too slow, or they got attacked by pirates, or they got shipwrecked, or the Kraken ate them, or something. And
That would really, I won't use the word,
mess up the plan.
but that's a good one.
That would be a mill of a
Not as
hess.
colorful, but yes.
To quote Joe, a mill of a hess.
Yes. So. At this point, I'm not going to log individual Templars for now.
Okay.
Until and unless they gain the walls, at which point it's probably going to be group fighting.
Like
And
we
I'm
did that.
like with the demons.
Yep.
Or the devils, excuse me. And so I'm just at that point I'm just gonna be like, okay, your AC is this, they need to hit this, there's this many guys, this many are gonna hit you. This many times, this
Yep.
many ways.
Right.
So
Oh my goodness.
with that, the siege has begun. The Templars are spreading out to surround the wall. They are beginning to dig some defensive preparations of their own. They are bringing up and assembling ballistae and mangonels and trebuchets, all the good stuff. You see conservatively 10 or 15 siege towers scattered throughout the host, with components for repair and reconstruction of everything. These guys came ready to level this place, and they apparently did not underestimate you. There are a lot more of them than you originally estimated they were going to be, and they have a lot more equipment. They should have.
Right.
Clearly, somebody got word to them that you guys were prepping.
Yeah, right.
And so, one of the yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Out of the packed ranks, a rift parts in the line of Templars, and a single figure rides forward
This is like
towards the wall.
100 feet out.
Conservatively, probably 300 or 400 feet beyond beyond the outer wall. Probably a little more.
The outer ditch or the outer wall?
The outer ditch. This is what he looks like.
He doesn't look like a real godly person.
That depends on your view of God.
It doesn't look to be particularly friendly.
A golden mask displaying a disturbing smile, shining armor, and a great maul in his hand as he rides within speaking distance of the outer ditch. I have come to speak with the heretic Children of Neverwinter.
Did they show up today?
Ah, Edra Green, Edra Meadowleaf.
Yes, right. Sorry.
Edra Meadowleaf, once of the Mintarn mercenaries, now a consorter with the Fallen.
I'm pretty well upright. Thank you very much for your concern.
The survivors of your transgressions did warn me of your trite words of defiance.
Oh. Not defiance.
Sarcasm, then.
Take it as you will.
I am inclined to doubt your sincerity in light of your actions towards my faithful.
What?
He looks over at Victor and Finn and Elizabeth and just kind of shakes his head sadly. But you were not of the magics of pride and defiance. And you, who forsook the gods' true plan for Faerun, to traffic and consort with heretics. Spoken like one who has fallen so far, they can no longer see the light.
Spoken like one who never had.
As the texts say, those who have fallen will disparage the followers of the true light, attempting to assuage their wounded conscience. Your disparagement and utter contempt saddens me, heretic.
Your sadness floors me, O evil one.
Evil. You who have no place in using such terms. I do not accept your judgment, for it is false, as you are a heretic. I come here not to bandy words with the unbeliever and the traitor, but to offer you one final chance. Surrender now, submit to the Inquisition's judgment, and I will spare the people of Leilon. Defy me in continuance, and this city will burn as you are broken upon the wheel of justice. What say you, heretic? Will you submit to purging light, or will you continue in your path of damnation?
With purging light he does not have.
Your question is irrelevant, heretic. Answer mine, or I will take it as continued defiance and a negative answer.
You can take it any way you like, but I do not need to answer your question.
Very well. By your lack and refusal to answer, you have answered. This city is under the interdict of the Inquisition. With fire and sword we shall purge the unclean and bring it, once again, into the loving arms of the gods.
How can you bring
And he turns without listening to you and rides off.
Yes.
And as he does so, he raises the blood-stained maul over his head and waves it twice. And I'm going to need you all to roll
And
for
what?
initiative.
Oh. I thought something was going to happen when he did that.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
because
That's
No, I
the
meant.
entire line of siege machines is now going to open fire.
Oh, my nat 20!
All right then.
Somewhere someplace. a little bit better, but here it is.
I'm going to put the entire Inquisition
Sorry.
forces
Thank you.
in one area.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to be like, and this thing is going, and the
Right.
siege machine is going, and the battering ram is going, and the mangonels are going, and the ballistae are going, and the siege towers are going. No, I'm not going to do that. That would be too
So are they all going
tedious.
to be one roll? So if you
Yes.
nat 1, then the entire.
Yes.
Oh. Conversely, if you nat 20.
20. Well, I have a total of 8.
Similarly, I'm going to put Leilon as one.
Yeah,
The civilian defenses. Did we ever figure out how many siege towers we were able to create in that time?
We didn't discuss it.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
We had a couple.
We made siege towers.
Not siege towers, mangonels, ballistae,
Right, we did not discuss it.
trebuchets, boiling cauldrons. Yes. Alright.
As many as
Uh,
we needed to,
well-
as many as we probably thought would be
I'll
necessary.
figure
for
out
our
how many we
character.
probably
Yeah.
were able to construct in 5 days,
But with
with everyone also trying to build palisade walls and punji spikes
Right.
for the ditches. So, and everything else that had to be done. So, you got a
8. I got 20.
20 what?
20 plus.
I have the +0. It's my favorite thing.
I have
So that was
8.
better than a -1.
Yes. You got an
Okay.
8. Elizabeth got a. Where's your dice? Here's your dice. Oh, Elizabeth. Forden. This is that kind of person. 22.
Advantage? Because of who he is?
What did Elizabeth get? What did I not hear that?
Elizabeth got an 8.
Okay, so she goes before.
No,
She goes-
Ronger goes first because he has a plus in his initiative.
Okay.
You do have a positive initiative, don't you? +2 or something like that.
Plus 2.
She has a +0, so you go first.
Unless I decide to hold for her. I'm not sure.
Um,
On a given turn, I could say I'm going to hold for Elizabeth, but that's not likely given that my distance is greater than hers. With
Finnan,
Come on, buddy.
23.
Oh, yay!
Then Victor. Got a 7.
what can melee primary or, like the greatest distance that they've all got is the longbow. That's the only thing they can use unless we get into a situation where people are breaching. Because there's certainly, I don't think it would behoove them to leave the city's thing to go out and engage in single combat.
The longbow has a disadvantage range of up to 500 feet.
I was just thinking, like what can,
Leilon gets an 18.
Hey, sweet.
Which I'm going to include. No, right. Do you need d20s?
Mhm.
No, I don't. Say, heresy. Put on me. No, please don't.
All right. You are trying to do that to you. It's already been tried.
Oh, wow.
What?
The Holy Trinity gets a natural 20 for a 23.
is it Temple Guards and Acolytes and Priestess?
Oh, heck. Shoot. You're right.
Are you rolling them as one or?
I can't do
Okay.
that. The sellswords
Oh yeah, those guys too.
get 6.
Ouch.
That's what I rolled.
The High Priestess gets 20.
Yes. Wow.
The Acolytes get 16. The Priests get 20. So it's going to be High Priestess, Priests, you
Okay.
in the initiative order. And the Temple Guards are on the same initiative order as the High Priestess.
Can we go with her?
Now
The
this is
puppy
going to
dog
probably
is-
hold the initiative through the siege. This one. I don't really see a point to re-rolling initiative.
No, it's the attack is there's not going to be any
The
surprise.
battle is on.
Right, exactly.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So the puppy dog is, was he 23?
Yes.
22.
22.
ABC typically go like that.
Yeah, topic first.
You like my calling Rover?
No.
Not 40.
I don't approve, but I will tolerate it because you are a player character. So start of the round, we have Finnan at 23. And he is going to... hide.
Oh, he won't use his magic missiles?
It's the range on magic missiles.
120?
120 feet. They're well
They're
out of
too
that
far
range.
out of it. Okay.
They're even out of the 150 foot range of fireball. So he has access to a necklace of fireballs.
I just was,
I mean, he could draw from the deck of many things.
Good. I like hide. You did throw a bed in there,
Go
didn't you,
ahead,
Finn?
hide.
No, he's just ducking below the ramp.
Totally
He's,
kidding.
he's out on the front
Yeah.
wall with Victor and Elizabeth
Right.
to cover the retreat of the defenders.
The wall, but there's still the ditches in front of them.
They're on the outermost wall in front of behind the outermost ditch. There's 4 ditches and walls behind you.
Oh, we built walls too.
You built 5 consecutive walls for them to man the outer wall.
Okay.
When the wall gets breached at any point, the terrible trio runs to the breach, holds the breach, lets the defenders fall. The surviving defenders fall back because realistically they will die. The sellswords are with them. They help cover the retreat. They move back. They fall back to wherever the next wall's ingress point is on the perimeter. They run through. The terrible trio runs for their lives under whatever covering fire we can summon from defenders and you. And then they then slam up the drawbridge and resume the fight anew while you two try and burn the palisades as much as you can. Now, granted, it's not an entirely realistic proposition, but you can do what you can. I would say that would be a potential time, unless you were planning on targeting siege weapons, I would say that would be a potential time to launch a meteor swarm. Would be on a palisade that was being overrun with Templars to try and burn down as much of it as possible.
They've already dispersed the. They've started moving their.
Oh, the siege weapons are far spread apart, but
No, In a sense, it would have been nice to be able to, before they deployed them, to see how many I could destroy. But how much bludgeoning damage? Does bludgeoning damage go against siege weapons?
Unless something is specifically immune to a particular kind of damage, it will damage.
Does lightning bolt damage?
It's an inanimate. Yeah, word are hard.
It did.
It is an inanimate object, like a table or a chair. So, yes. Lightning bolt, fireball, meteor swarm. The only thing that I know that they're immune to is like maybe poison and probably psychic.
Well,
Because again, being inanimate, and possibly necrotic. Like there's certain things like necrotic, psychic, poison that inanimate objects tend to be immune to because they are not living, and therefore they have no mind, so they cannot be psychically damaged. They are not alive, so they cannot be necrotically damaged. They have no body, so they cannot be poisoned. So typically, those are the immunities that I've seen in inanimate objects like doors, walls, rocks, siege weapons, things like that. So,
excuse me.
Fennin and the Holy Trinity are going to hold out. The Holy Trinity is inside. Lionel wants to be on the front line. Damar are trying to sit on him.
Thank you.
They are trying to convince him to get into the Wizard's Tower. He has compromised by agreeing to stay on the inner curtain wall.
Okay.
In view, he can see things. He can see what's going on. He can not hide in a tower and feel like a coward, but
Right.
he's well out of range of almost anything except potentially a blind fire trebuchet. And at that point, even the Wizard's Tower is not safe from a blind fire trebuchet rock.
Right.
So
They have done what they can.
the High Priestess is similarly hamstrung by range. So she is going to cast Guardian of Faith on herself,
Ooh, good.
which is what she does before combat.
Yes, yes, yes.
And they are going to be on the second wall, preparing to cover the retreat of the outer wall defenders. So her acolytes and priests are arrayed near and around the gate of the inner wall, prepared to cover the retreat of anyone who's trying to get in his friend. So in the event that the breach goes down, they will launch protective spells like Spiritual Weapon, Guiding Bolt, Sacred Flame, whatever else they can send to try to slow down pursuit enough that they don't make it across the bridge.
Okay.
Um,
And we only have one ingress, is that correct, on each wall?
yes,
Okay.
one drawbridge that is currently up, just in case. Or no, it's down. My bad.
Down for
All the walls have their drawbridge down,
Elevated rate, not
which is the other reason why they're staggered.
right.
So that whenever, like the battle doctrine is, the minute a breach occurs, the minute Templars gain either a break in the wall, a breached gate, or a foothold substantial on the wall, the Terrible Trio runs to that point, plugs the gap as long as they can, everyone else just starts running for their lives. Dash, double dash, whatever you can do to get your butt inside the next wall. Whatever you have to do, just run. And probably disengage beforehand if you can. I mean, if we trained that into them with the Priest of Tyr, but regardless, they get back to the wall while the Terrible Trio tries to hold them off as much as possible.
And the priestess and so forth are
While they're doing that, the priestess and her acolytes and her priests throw whatever they have at the problem, top down,
right.
to try to slow them down.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out where, I think, realistically speaking, I will be out with Victor and Elizabeth and Finnan because we are there.
No,
That's
you want to be on the second wall.
second one? Okay.
Because
So
it's
that's what I was
only like a maximum of like 100 and something feet max between you and them.
Yeah.
If it's a
It's a 40, isn't it?
it's a 40-foot ditch and then like 20-foot strip of land between.
Right.
So that's 60 feet between your wall and their wall.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then another 60 out to the very edge of that outer wall at the moment.
right.
So
Well,
120 is my range.
another 60 feet. So 120 feet
Mhm.
out to anyone who's on the other side of the wall,
Right.
minimum.
Right.
Once the breach goes down, it's going to go down to about 60
Right.
that you can start potting things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sacred Flame has a 120-foot range,
Right,
so at
so
the
I
very
can
least you
double
can
it.
zap people
But because
with
of
Sacred Flame
right,
or Guiding Bolts
with
or Magic Missiles.
with Spell Sniper, I can double that.
Yes, with Guiding Bolts,
Guiding
not with
bolts.
Sacred Flame,
Right.
because you do not make an attack with
Right.
Sacred Flame. However, with Guiding Bolt, Magic Missiles, I think that may be it for
That's
you.
all I got for
your
attacking.
attack
I got right.
spells.
Mm-hmm.
So
And Magic Missiles have 120.
yes, and then for Spell Sniper Edra, you have a 240 range.
Really?
She took Spell Sniper at one
Oh,
point. You took something else.
that we keep forgetting to use.
What did you take when you took Spell Sniper? Did you take Spell Sniper too?
No.
You both have Warcaster.
Feet,
You both took Warcaster, but
right. He did something. I wasn't down here when it was being created. Don't you, did you write down
I
here?
can't remember.
we'll look at it later. But
Yeah.
you may have taken Spell Sniper, but I don't think you did because I don't remember you mentioning any cantrips
Right.
that you wanted to take extra, which is one of the other things of Spell Sniper. So,
Okay.
Edra, you're up. Forden and Leilon are on deck.
So I'm going to cast my spiritual weapon.
60
here.
feet out.
Yep.
And then move it 60 feet closer to the enemy,
Right.
who are still probably a good 200 feet away.
Yeah. But at least it's
200 to
getting
300
moving in the right direction.
Yeah, we'll call it 300 because that's what I said when we started far away.
Yeah.
So, Gross Golden Grinner Gas Man
Oh wow, that's quite
is
a...
still riding back, but
It's too far for me to do anything.
yeah, he's at least 100 and something feet away from the front wall.
From the front wall.
Yeah,
That would make
you're
it
60 feet beyond that.
I
minimum.
could
No,
reach-
he's probably closer to 200 away from you.
'cause I
You could theoretically take a shot at him, but
Magic Missile is 240.
yeah, you could do that if you wanted to. Oh no, you can't. You just cast Sacred Flame. You have to cast. Now you
Oh,
just
that's
cast Display Open. You can only cast
That's
a cantrip, which is why I was
So right, so
mentioning Sacred
Flambe
Flame.
is too close then.
Right.
So, okay.
So, okay. Let's get this party started. Leilon, what do you have? So they have, realistically, they would probably be able to get no more than 6 ballistae, 5 mangonels. What?
I'm just thinking how much firepower they've got. And
They're
like,
outnumbered by an easy 5 to 1. And probably no more than 3 trebuchets for him.
just as an aside, we have sent the boat.
Yes. The boat has been gone for
and
5
the captain
days.
of the boat has this.
It is the 6th day. It is probably mid-morning. Nah. I was gonna say it's high, but I know you would get it. Besides, it's not reasonable. for them to, well, given the amount of time they spent shuffling around before the parlay, it's high noon.
Okay.
So
There's enough of them that they could maybe block out the sun with their arrows.
and we'll fight in the shade.
That's right.
Balistay. They're gonna hold their action. No, they're gonna hold fire for now. We don't have limitless ammunition. They have. I'm gonna run them on the expenditure dice.
Okay.
Because it's simpler and give us a little bit more ammo. Ditto for the mangonels and the trebuchets.
Good.
This is who's the defenders?
For now, it's the defenders.
Okay, I wasn't
Yeah.
when you started talking about ballistics and things. I was automatically thinking in terms of the attackers.
But you said the attacker outnumbers, so you said at least 3 to 1?
5.
5.
So they probably have a minimum of 30 ballistic. Not that they're going to necessarily bring 30 ballistic to bear at once, but
It's a lot like my roommate's football team where he went up against a Division I school when they were Division II. And every time one of the people would not be able to fight against him, they brought in another one, and then another one. So every time we wiped somebody out, we got 4 more and then 3 more to replace them.
yep. Okay. We're going to start with the mangonels, who have 200-foot range, 800 with disadvantage. So they're going to launch.
Are they shooting at the other siege weapons?
Not yet. They're not in range yet.
Okay.
The only thing in range right now are the trebuchets. And the trebuchets will probably be targeting trebuchets with our guys.
I just was...
The other trebuchets will just probably be firing at whatever they can hit. Because they're probably going to be a minimum of 1,200 feet away from the front wall. So they're just going to be firing with disadvantage at whatever of the wall they can hit.
Okay.
Figure out the wall HP later. That is too much math for me right now. The mangonels are going to fire on the front rank of Templars. So they're going to go disadvantage because they have to, because this sucks. And they're going to throw 5 rocks. Against the other mangonels. No, against the Templars, my bad. You have something. It's 5, 13. So the first one is short. Okay, this is our side.
What's our side?
Doing fine on ammo though. A 15 will also miss. Doing good on ammo. Seven will miss. Doing good on ammo. And a 7 will also miss. Doing good on ammo. The trebuchets are going to also throw at disadvantage. They are targeting the enemy trebuchets. A 10 will miss. Good on ammo. 7 will miss. is fine. A 10 will miss. And all is fine. That's Leilon for now.
Okay. You know, they.
Well, you know, no. I'll say that, yeah, they all have longbows. Why not? Screw it.
I'm fine with that.
Maybe like that.
Yeah.
Behooves them to try and shoot something and then get behind their wall.
They're shooting from cover, yeah. Okay, running this. Oh, bother. I don't know what they have right now, so I'm just gonna roll it at straight up dice roll. I don't know what their thing is to build Leilon defenders. I'm gonna build them as archers or commoners. Still working that out, so I didn't anticipate having to stick around for the siege. I really thought you guys would get in the boat.
Sorry.
So I completely faced this.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I just faced my session prep for
Right.
high seas,
Right.
and then you guys were like, "No, we will stay and fight," and I'm like, "Irk."
We keep doing that to you.
So sorry.
No, I'm not. Don't be sorry. It's okay. I didn't really have
you have
time
to
to
prep
think about
something, right?
the fact that you guys might want to stick around for the siege.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Irk."
Well, we do have a certain amount of concern or loyalty to Leilon.
I'll
To
say they
not
hit.
want them to be destroyed.
Yeah, I'll say they hit 2 times, so 2 hits.
Okay. 2 rounds of
2 and 1, so 3 total damage to a Templar.
Cool.
Again, I don't have a lot of Templar HP going on, but you know, when they get close enough that they're actually fighting us, then I'll start being like, okay, and this guy is doing this amount of damage, and these guys have done this amount of damage, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we're not at that point yet.
We're not at a point where I can be like, yes, out of the 4,521 Templars, one of them has 3 points of damage. No, one of them has 3 points of
Yeah,
damage.
3
He's-
points of damage. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
so
Yeah.
Acolytes are going to hold their position. Oh, Godfrey. I'm going to say the Inquisition fares about as well as the Leilon defenders when it comes to siege weapon accuracy. So no hits for now, because I don't want to deal with that. And they are all going to advance about 60 feet closer to the wall.
That makes sense.
So they're now about 240 feet away from the wall.
Okay.
The Inquisitor, golden mask, greeny maul dude is like 120 feet closer to his line because he's running on a horse, and so he is now safely within his lines and getting to where he's mostly out of range. Rongir, you're up. Lisbeth's on deck.
I'm trying to decide whether there's anything that's worth a magic missile attack. I mean, a meteor swarm at this stage.
Your call.
I'm trying to figure out if that's something that would be strategically very good when they were trying to breach a wall where they would be concentrating in a group.
I'd save it for covering fire if I were you.
Mm-hmm.
I said I'd save the meteor swarm for covering fire.
Yes.
Yeah, what I think I'm going to do is, you know, once they get it out there, then I've got this thing running around, is to do the fireball.
Oh.
Alright,
Bouncy ball of fun.
Flaming Spear with
Flaming
no spell
Spear.
slots
The
taken.
bouncy ball of fun.
Huh?
Thanks to Spellmaster, that's a Flaming Spear at 2nd level with no spell slots taken. Good for you.
Yeah.
It is now out about 60 feet away from you, so it's like just behind the currently defended wall. And Lisbeth is going to hold on to her javelins for now because she doesn't want to lose them.
Right.
I'm going to check her.
It's not like she's going to wander around the battlefield to pick
No,
them up.
it's not like she can run out of the gate and be like, "Excuse me, Mr. Inquisitor, can I have that back, please?"
That one's mine.
So, 120 foot range, so she's going to hold on to that. 50 foot range, going to hold on to that. Victor is going to hold his longbow attacks until they're closer. To where I'm actually targeting individual people and where because the way I'm going to do it basically at this point is I'm probably going to just when you target someone, he goes on the board.
Okay.
As a wounded character who can
right.
be targeted again.
And so you got
I'm not going to keep an exact tally of how many Templars out there. There's just a spank ton of them.
Right.
And ditto for the machines of war. Like basically, if there's a machine of war out there, there's probably a minimum of 20 or 30 of every kind.
Right.
And they can probably get more. For now. Like,
Right. Yeah. Right.
it's going to... It's
He's
going
got a
to,
manufacturing facility.
well, not quite that bad, but if the siege passes beyond about 7 or 8 days, they can probably make 1 or 2 more. Every 5 to 10 days.
And one hopes that it lasts at least 7 days.
Right. So, this is going to be a very, very vague and generalized combat compared to my masses of HP that I have had to slog through in the past.
Right.
It's just a shoot them, try to keep them back, try to stop them from gaining the wall, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Ditto for the sellswords, and that is where we're going to call it tonight. We ran way over time, but I think it was worth
But
it.
we got through the whole siege.
We
stuff.
ran
I'm
about
sorry.
10 minutes over time because
Yeah.
we didn't start until 6:30.
We started at 6:19.
My clock says we ran at least
Oh,
20 overtime.
6:19?
Yeah,
Oh,
my
okay.
clock says we ran at least 20 overtime.
Okay,
so
that's about right. Yeah.
that's
okay.
way overtime in my book.
We did a lot of planning.
And we did a lot of talking, and then the timer went off right in the middle of initiative. We were at the High Priest and you when the timer went off, and I'm like, I'm not going to rob you guys of an initiative count
Right.
to see what's going on.
Right.
So, everyone, I appreciate you coming along on this logistics-heavy adventure. If you'd like to support the channel, you can either go over to the Printify shop, Nightwalker's Bazaar. I think it's finally back up and running. I think I finally got the payment plan working for that. If you would like to buy me a coffee, there's going to be a link for that as well to help just kind of support the channel, support me, help me get this to more of an actual job instead of just a fun hobby. If you'd like to support the channel algorithmically, help the channel grow, help more people see it, you can leave a like, drop a comment on what you did or did not like about this, or if you ascribe to the teachings of Mr. Kanine in terms of siege warfare, if you feel the same way about Hollywood siege warfare, if you'd like to subscribe if you haven't done that already, or if you have done that but have not yet rung the bell, which is the real subscription button, costs you nothing. You can then see all of my videos when they come out, and you can share it on social media, tell your friends about it, and as always, stay hydrated, stay adventurous, and we'll catch you on the flip side.